And already with things being tight, like basically this morning I sat down and I paid my essential bills. I paid my car payment, my mortgage, my health insurance for the month. I basically did the math. I'm going to have $0. So a little bit of elaboration and explanation as to why I think each of these would be interesting. ProJared, I literally don't know anything about the guy. I never saw him literally do anything on the internet. The first time I really knew of him was when I went to ScrewTech Gaming Convention in 2013 down in Texas, and he was a featured guest. At that time, I learned that he used to work for Screw Attack, but this was long after I'd stopped watching them. And I guess he broke off left and went on to become his own successful YouTuber. Great, good for him. All right, that's all I ever knew of him. I didn't know a thing about the guy. Years later, the guy knocked me on the internet, posting up things on Twitter like, oh, I accidentally clicked and fell down the rabbit hole of Dark Side Phil. Ho, whoops. So basically, he's taking stabs at me, even though I have no idea who the guy is and have never said a word about him. Okay? A couple years after that, this guy falls into his own controversial black hole, way worse than anything I ever got sucked into. That's for fucking sure. The entirety of the internet was talking about this guy because of the shit that was going down. And I made 2 Twitter posts, one responding to his original Twitter post from me years earlier and saying, man, open up the internet today and the entire internet is just talking about ProJared's drama. Haha, whoops. So people like the fact that I basically kind of struck back at him when originally he had done something bad about me when I had never said a word about him. They thought that it was pretty interesting that I had taken my time, bided my time, and struck back when he had his own problems. Fuck this shit. Oh, no, you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna find out who the fuck you are. You motherfucker. And then basically there's the very, very famous tweet of mine. Not my most famous tweet, but a famous tweet of mine where basically I showed my face during the incident. And all this, the tweet basically says is, so warning to content creators out there. If you've done anything worse than what I did back then in this picture, just quit the internet right now. Don't make any more content, just give up. Because you're gonna have to live with the fact that you're going to get canceled, but I'll still be here and able to make content, and you're going to have to live with it. That tweet went crazy viral. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, he slammed ProJared. Actually, it's not about ProJared. It's just about people in general. How all these fucking content creators on the internet love to throw stones at people, but then they all have their own dirty fucking laundry and their skeletons in their closet, and when that shit gets aired out, I'm the one who survives while all of them get torn down. All right? That's really what the purpose of the tweet was. Anyway, outside of those 2 tweets, I have no idea what actually happened with ProJared. I mean, I saw a few disgusting pictures on the internet. That's about it. You know, I've heard all kinds of things about his marriage and girls and shit. And I'm like, I don't give 2 fucks about what this guy did with women and shit. Leave me alone, you know? But that's it. But the problem is, people took my 2 tweets and, oh, you see, Phil's the guy who destroyed ProJared when his controversy was happening. And he never came out and apologized later when the controversy calmed down and it was proven that a lot of that stuff wasn't true. I literally never said a word about any of it. I don't even know what it is. I'm serious. I have no clue. I never looked into it. I never researched it. I don't actually know the extent of what happened with ProJared. So this documentary by June the King would be a great opportunity for us to explore that and for me to understand it for the first time because I don't have a clue. And then I tweeted once and basically said, well, you know, the whole ProJared thing has drawn itself out, but just a, you know, fair warning to all these bigger guys who have punched down on me for years. You know, I know how to bide my time, and I'll be keeping an eye on you, and we'll see what happens. You know, because it's like I said yesterday on the pre-stream, I fully expect that this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to these guys, that they're basically going to be doing things that they're going to get exposed for, and the whole thing's going to blow up all over the internet. And when it does, when these things blow up all over the internet, you know, it's going to bite them in the butt. And, you know, a lot of these guys, sadly, I hate to say it, have insulted me over the years. So don't be surprised if every once in a while when all of a sudden they get exposed for stuff that a tweet comes out from me, you know. But that's going to really be the extent of it, you know. The third option, Keemstar. Do I really even have to tell you why this would be interesting? In other documentaries I'm watching, Keemstar tends to pop up all the fucking time. He is involved in everyone else's shit constantly. Yet, he is not some high and mighty figure. In fact, he's probably one of the worst. You know, earlier this year, he wanted to do business with me. And he couldn't even fucking call me during the day when I was available. It was too hard for him. I was supposed to bend over backwards and change my life to take a phone call from the fucking guy. He's an egomaniac. And this documentary apparently covers a lot of the shit that he's done over the years. That one's by June the King. Okay, so that would be a pretty good one to react to, I feel. No, shut the fuck up. We talked about this a couple days ago. It was actually Snow Carl who had asked here on the podcast, Phil, what's going on with DSP Gaming and its status of a number of subs? You've been at 199,000 subs for months and months, and everyone was expecting you would hit 200K by now. What gives? Why are you not hitting 200,000 subscribers? And I made a reveal to you guys that you didn't realize. Okay? Basically, we did hit 200,000 subscribers. But here's what's been happening. We hit 200,000, and then the trolls who literally mass sub to this channel with their troll accounts just to troll. That's why they're subs, so they can talk in the chat, and they bide their time to wait and strike and spam with insulting messages and dumb shit, right? Every time they've seen it get to 200K, they unsub a bunch of their troll accounts to make it dip again. So we were at 200K when I wasn't streaming. And then by the time that I streamed again, we were under 200K again. And this happened yesterday. We were at 199,997 subs. And I was watching during my day off. I was going to make an announcement if we hit 200K. And it went there. And then it went down to 980. And then it went to 990. And then it went to 970. And then it went to 980. And then now, I'm not even kidding, it's all the way down again to like 199,920.
That's unfortunate.
It's all the troll accounts. That's how many bots they have. They have 80 to 100, if not more, bot accounts sitting there waiting to troll at a moment's notice. So when you're wondering, gee, why is Phil not announcing when will Phil hit 200K? I don't know, because we need to get legitimate people who want to sub actually have their subs lock in and not get unsubbed. You see what I'm saying? How long will that take? No one cares about that shit. Seriously, it's so dumb. I've already told you guys that this is the final streaming week of the month, and it's the last time to become a member. So you're well aware of that. However, there's something else that I have to say, and I am hoping that you guys will hopefully in some way be able to help out, all right? So I got paid by YouTube yesterday, which is good. I got my monthly payment on time, and it was exactly as I had expected, a whole $1,000 less than what I usually get paid for YouTube, okay? Why? Because I lost over 300 members last month, and it added up to about $1,000 in lost revenue, okay? That's terrible. And already with things being tight, like basically this morning I sat down and I paid my essential bills. I paid my car payment, my mortgage, my health insurance for the month, that kind of stuff, all right? Over the next week, a lot of my other bills are going to auto clear, such as the electricity bill, my car insurance, that kind of stuff. By the time the dust settles, all right, I basically did the math. I'm going to have $0, like zero. Like typically, I would have a little bit extra, and that brings me into the new month. That allows me to do some things at the beginning of the month that I need to do for around the house. This month, I have nothing. I literally have zero because of the fucking trolls last month. It's fucked up. I should not be in this position because someone broke the law. But I am, okay? So, if you want to help out right now, this next week, tips would be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Because I'm going to need tips to even afford basic stuff. For example, this coming week that I have off, I have to make a trip to the garbage dump. That's number one. I still have leftover garbage from when I cleaned out my closet and other things from around the house. I need to go to the dump. That's $30. You can't just throw garbage out for free here in Washington. You have to pay for it. Okay? I want to buy some decorations for Halloween. But you know what I mean? I have to afford it outside of doing the normal stuff that I do, which is grocery shopping, pet supplies, essentials. that I do my 1 day off a week. You see? Again, I hate to be a broken fucking record. So, the best way to support me this week would be by tipping me. All right? Now, obviously, I don't want to de-emphasize this. The members are also very important for long-term support. Okay? So, whatever you choose, but just know that if I were to get some tips today, or this week, I should say, it would help a ton. Because right now, I'm literally like, oh my God, dollar to dollar, penny pinching everything because of these fucking trolls last month. Which shouldn't be. They shouldn't have that power over me. And here's the truth. They really usually don't. Like I told you guys when I explained this whole situation earlier this month, this was a situation that was kind of a one-off loophole deal where YouTube kind of got fooled into thinking the claims could be legitimate when they definitely were not. And it was kind of okay, well, I basically have to go through their stupid 2-week process to get it cleared up. But of course, people were going to be afraid, all right? Afraid that they were going to lose their membership, they were going to lose this or that. And then because of that, I lost a bunch of income. And I get that. And I'm not blaming any viewer or anyone who normally would have contributed in August who didn't. That's not your fault. That's their fault. People breaking the fucking law, okay?
It's not my fault. I literally did nothing wrong and violated 0 rules.
So I'm not afraid that moving forward this is going to keep happening. I don't think it's going to. I think it'll be a rare occasion if I get hit with these false copyright strikes because I basically do as much as I can to be diligent and protect myself. This was a kind of a unique situation that happened, all right? So all that being said, yes, I need help this week with tips by far. If I could hit like the tier 2 tips goal at least once a day, that would be stupendous. It would help a lot. If we could be hitting multiple goals a day, that would be insanely cool because that would get me heading into the next month, you know, at a head start rather than, I have 0, starting at 0, which is not good. Yeah, I would definitely appreciate that, all right?
What's the next financial crisis that's going to happen that's going to screw everything over? What's the next situation where your life might be threatened?